Welcome back to the warm up with John Ben, everybody. Continuing our season outlook, we have the Brooklyn Nets. But before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe on the video. Follow our new social media handlings on Instagram and Twitter as well. And we now have Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, is all on audio on file as well. So, yeah, let's get into it. The Brooklyn Nets, a team that traded Cam Johnson to the Denver Nuggets in exchange for Michael Porter Jr., a team that had five first-round picks this year. And like Ben said, we all thought, would trade one of them, but ended up not doing. A team that's full-on tanking this season. A team that was really – they could have been a cap space team this summer, decided not to use it. And, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just take a look at the roster as we usually do. We'll go ahead and start from the top. Looking at it first, Michael Porter Jr., who obviously was a part of the shocking trade at the start of free agency. And, no one really saw that move coming. It just kind of came out of nowhere, but he gets a new destination. Nick Claxton, who's been there for a long time. Terrence Mann, who spent a lot of time with the Clippers. Zaire Williams, who spent time in Memphis. Day'Ron Sharpe. Cam Thomas, who obviously has an immense amount of skill and has had a couple 40-point games in his tenure in Brooklyn. He has a lot of really great talent and a bright future ahead of him if things stay on this same trajectory. Haywood Highsmith, who spent time in Miami. I feel like I've said spent time on a lot of these guys. They brought in a lot of new pieces to this Brooklyn team. And then obviously a few of the first-round picks are down here on this roster as well. But yeah, Brooklyn has made it a goal. They are going all out on a rebuild, and they're just getting started. Bringing in Michael Porter Jr. is a nice addition, but obviously not enough to push them anywhere near contention. One of those Eastern Conference rosters that has a lot of, decently good role players, but no star that really sets out and stands out to you. Lots of rookies, lots of first-round picks, lots of future draft capital. They're sold out on their vision. I support it because it's better than staying stuck and not having a vision. So shout out to Brooklyn for the job they've done thus far on the rebuild. And getting all the capital they can from the Kyrie Irving trade, the Kevin Durant trade, the James Harden trade, getting rid of Ben Simmons. You've had a lot of options here. And so they've done a pretty good job so far.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I think a key player to look out for this season is Cam Thomas. They didn't reach an extension with him. He signed the qualifying offer, making him an unrestricted free agent going into next season. I feel like that's a popular name that you'll hear a lot come trade deadline. I think he has a lot of skill. I love his off the bench scoring archetype. I don't know if he's a starter for a contending team, but I think he could be that off the bench scorer, microwave type guy. As for Day'Ron Sharpe, I think he's one of the best backup bigs in the league. As a Laker fan, I know I really wanted them to sign Day'Ron Sharpe, but yeah, this is just a team that has a lot of question marks. Michael Porter Jr. has that enormous contract. I think they're hoping a team buys into what Michael Porter Jr. is about to do. This 3-point prolific shooter, and I think it's going to be hard for them to trade off that contract, seeing that he's owed $38 million this season and $40 the next. But I think Michael Porter Jr. still has value in this league, especially as a 6'11", 7-foot 3-point shooter. His defense is questionable, but I think you can mask that. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. The key really is Cam Thomas for sure. When you look at this Brooklyn team, I obviously mentioned the fallout of the different trades that occurred. Like I said, hats off to their front office for really getting the job done and getting a lot of capital. But now the thing is, even with all of those role player guys we mentioned and the presence of Cam Thomas, how are you going to let those 5 first-round picks have their role, because, if you're first round pick in this league, you deserve a shot. Right. So, I'm very interested to see how they're going to get all these guys minutes. I know in the preseason, they were, shuffling a lot of lineups around to try and see as much minutes of these guys as they can. But I think that's going to be a really big challenge for them going forward, because you don't want to miss out on somebody who has a lot of potential because you're giving minutes to a lot of other guys. You got to find a way to equally distribute it. I still looking back, I think Brooklyn should have made a trade here to try and bring someone in and just to see if they could, trade one of those first round picks ultimately. But, they obviously saw a different path. They obviously thought they could, bring these guys in. They like the guys they drafted. So,
Yeah.
can't really disagree with them there on that. But development going forward is one of my main issues with Brooklyn. Looking at it from a standings perspective, this will be a bottom feeding team in the Eastern Conference, 100%. I don't think this team makes the play-in. I think they're 13, 14, 15. There's not much here.
Yeah.
So, they excuse me, they want to be bad. So it's like, you're going to be bad. That's really all I got.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think their ceiling's probably like the 12th seed, if that. But like you said, they shouldn't want to be good. They shouldn't want to be anywhere near the play-in. Be bad. Maybe some of these older guys pop. Nick Claxton's on a really team-friendly declining deal. That has some real trade value, I think, around the league. Terrence Mann, a 3-and-D wing, I think at 15 mil, you could do a lot worse. I like him as an upside guy. And then, like I said, Michael Porter Jr., if you could get one team to buy into Michael Porter Jr. experience, you could get a lot in return just because Michael Porter makes so much money as well.
Yeah, you got a feel for Michael Porter Jr.,
Yeah.
Coming from the situation that he was in. And, he's the featured guy now. He'll get a lot of shot attempts. But, at the same time, when you're in the NBA, you want to do winning. You want to win. So, unfortunately, as of right now, he's not going to get that chance to do that. But I'll be interested to see how he looks, how he performs here in Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn's just a candidate to continue to draft. To continue to accumulate draft assets. So, very interested to see their strategies upon doing so. Does Porter Jr. get rerouted? Does Cam Thomas get bought out / maybe even traded for assets? Because, I feel like at some point during the trade deadline, there's going to be a team that steps up that really needs a point guard, whether that's off the bench or starting.
Yeah.
And I could 100% see Cam Thomas filling in that role. So we'll see what happens.
No, yeah. I totally agree. You got anything else to add?
I think that's all I got.
All right. Let us know in the comments what you guys think Brooklyn Nets will do this season. Please like, comment, subscribe on the video so you never miss an episode of the warm up. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace and stay safe.